very soon, but I want you to be a part of it, okay? Because I asked my audience on Instagram. I said, what do you want the first episode to be about? And the overwhelming response was people want to hear about behind the scenes stories of being Willy Wonka TikTok. They want to hear why the heck that even started, why it's Willy Wonka, all those details, okay? They want to hear. They want to know the details. So even though this podcast has nothing to do with Willy Wonka, I've decided, I almost just choked on my own saliva. Even though this podcast has nothing to do with Willy Wonka, and this will probably be like one of the only times I talk about Willy Wonka on the podcast, that's what we're starting out with. That's going to be the first talking point. So I want you to go to my Willy Wonka TikTok Instagram account, and on the story I have a question thing. You know, you can put those question things on Instagram stories. I want you to write down the question that you have that you want me to answer. Anything about Willy Wonka TikTok. Literally, whatever you want. I might answer it in the podcast, but you need to go and do it now because I'm probably filming this tonight. So, put your thinking caps on, and if there's anything that you want answered about anything, now is the time to ask. I mean, I'm not saying it'll for sure be answered, but it's likely. So, you need to run and do it right now. Because it's podcast time. But, okay, besides you guys helping out with the questions, and I mean, I'm not just going to do like a Q&A. I have a whole thing that I'm going to talk about. But what's exciting is I need to have one episode done, and I need to have my cover art. Those are the last two steps to making this a real thing that happens like all the time, right? Weekly. And I'm so excited. I have someone working on the cover art as we speak, and it takes about 72 hours for Apple Podcasts to accept it once I have everything done, which means that if I film tonight or tomorrow, edit it, put it together the next day, get the cover art tomorrow or the next day, this podcast could be live in 1 week's time. It's crazy. So, like I said, if you've got any questions at all about Willy Wonka TikTok, my Instagram is Willy Wonka TikTok. That's one of my Instagrams. And go and ask questions. Will it be on Spotify as well? I'm sure that it'll eventually be on Spotify. But right out the gates, it'll for sure be on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. YouTube, it will be recorded. I'm going to film it. What kind of person films a podcast? I guess most people nowadays, but it'd be a lot easier if I didn't film it, to be honest with you. But I know that a lot of you want to see my face. I know that a lot of you want to see my face. So I'm recording it just for you. Wait, Duke is coming back to YouTube? Yes. So it's going to be on Apple for sure. Yes. And when the time comes, I hope you all will go and write me a review on Apple. Even if you listen on YouTube, reviews on Apple are literally what I need. But don't even think about that yet. It's not even on Apple yet. Don't even think about it yet, all right? You're gonna wanna... What will happen to the mode? The mode is still gonna happen. That's the podcast that I have with my sister. But the mode is just... It's hard. It's hard because we have to work with both of our schedules, and it's going to happen, but the mode went from every week to now it's like bi-weekly, and we have to take long breaks when, like, the good thing about this is it's just me, like, I can talk about whatever, whenever, however. And you know how I kind of sit here and just talk to myself like all day on live streams whenever I go live? That's kind of what a solo podcast is going to be, right? Except you can watch it anytime. You're not going to have to be, sitting on this live stream. And I talked about this in my podcast today, The Mode. But podcasts have changed my life. I'm serious. I used to be addicted to melatonin, which is like something that helps you go to sleep. I could not go to sleep. I was having a really, really hard time going to sleep. And then I started playing a podcast while I was trying to go to sleep. And you would think that would distract you and make it so you can't fall asleep, but it doesn't. You sit there and listen to it for like 5 minutes, and then you just doze off. I'm serious. Do you already have a post schedule for it? No, just because I don't know when Apple will accept the podcast. So what I recommend for you is, if I'm posting this podcast once a week, just listen to it to help you fall asleep. You could even put on a sleep timer. Let's say it's a 45-minute episode. Put on the sleep timer for 15 minutes each. It's going to last you 3 days. I'll be listening to it at work. Love that. What's the podcast about? It's just about all sorts of things. But the first episode is going to be all about Willy Wonka TikTok. To get out of the way, I listen to it when I'm driving. I love listening to podcasts while I drive. I used to be a music-only type of guy, but now I'm a podcast. When I do a long drive, oh my gosh, how long is each episode going to be? No idea. It just all depends on how long I want to sit there and talk. Wait, are you making a board game? Yes, the board game comes out sometime in August. If not August, then early September. But, we have the board game ready to go. We're just waiting on our animator being done with, the promotion video, which is going to be, he actually sent us the, storyboard which has all the visuals, just not, done, just the ideas for them today. And it is so cool. It is so cool. What is the board game about? It's so fun. It's kind of it's almost like Cards Against Humanity, but you have to be creative. Kind of. But me and my family have been playing it forever, and it is time. It is time to release it to the world because it is so much fun. Remember, you used to make your live streams so formal and put your camera on the table? That's how I still do my live streams, just not right now because I'm charging my phone. This angle makes me look like an egg. It is really hot in my apartment. I need to turn on the air conditioning because I'm dying. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go because I got to get it all set up. But podcast coming soon. You guys are the best. Love you so much. You guys are the best. For real.